Tonight on STN Channel 2 News, there have been a lot of fire alarms going off on campus recently. With the outside officials called in for help, we want to find out if these outside reinforcements are of any extra cost to your tuition.
And we sat down with Career Services to learn the university's latest statistics for undergrads receiving jobs after graduation.
Also, 2 campus groups are hosting their annual showcase. Find out when and where, all that and more coming up right now on STN Channel 2 News. Thank you for tuning in to STN Channel 2 News. I'm Johnny Wade.
And I'm Jabari Walker.
With recent events such as gas leaks at Conover and Commons, along with multiple pipe bursts on campus, the university has been forced to call for outside assistance. The surrounding area's emergency response units were required to respond to on-campus calls, the most recent being a false alarm at Subway. The student body here on campus is wondering whether or not these calls affect the university or their tuition.
There's no cost associated with it up to the university. I mean, those services are free like they are in any town through your taxpayer dollars, essentially. The other municipalities or agencies have a ability to charge people for their resources if it's continual false alarms or stuff like that.
If there's a special event on campus and we hire them as private duty officers, there's a cost that goes to the group sponsoring the event, or the university. In some cases, public safety will pay for them, depending on what's going on. So that's the only cost out of the university's pockets. So
both Keselowskis and Schmaltz also urged students to refrain from calling 911 and instead call public safety in case of an emergency to allow them to respond and call emergency services if required.
The annual Hawks Help in Hartford Day of Service will be held on Friday, April 10th. Sponsored by SGA and the Center for Community Service, Hawks Help in Hartford is an opportunity for students, faculty, and staff to participate in various community service projects throughout Hartford. Interested students can learn more at hartford.edu/communityservice or arrive at Conover Campus Center at 10:30 on the day of the event to get registered.
The Yuha Steppers and Phenomenon will host their annual showcase on Saturday, April 4th in Jenga Student Union. The show will run from 5 to 7 p.m. and doors will open at 4:30. Tickets are $5 for students and $7 for guests. The theme for this year's showcase is Night at the Movies.
The search for jobs after getting a degree here at the university has been made easier due to the support from Career Services. STN wants to find out more. Career Services as a whole has had many impacts on the increasing job placement ratings for students who graduate from the University of Hartford.
Roughly, our outcomes rate, which we define as either employed or in some form of graduate school or doing something like military service or the Peace Corps, that comes to 88% this year.
Students looking for a job in the near future now have a bigger boost of confidence when searching for jobs in the real world based on these outcomes.
Well, there are a lot of ways of getting confidence. I think one of the primary ways actually is to do something or know you're going to do something that you love. So working closely with students in selecting a field, particularly through an internship experience, that represents something of their soul, I think helps more than any one thing.
The well-being of alumni is also a dominant aspect to Career Services.
We certainly keep in touch with them, not only personally through career counseling and events, but through LinkedIn and social networking. Once a year we do survey the previous year's graduating class.
The helpful aid from Career Services continues to have positive impacts on a student's future job placement. Students who are in need of any assistance either in the workforce or who just need help declaring a major, call at extension 4287 or stop by Gingras 309.
The Hartford Art School is going to use a $300,000 grant to create the Helen S. Kamen Print Study Center. Dean of the Hartford Art School, Nancy Stewart, made this announcement this past week. Helen Kamen, who passed away in 2010, was on the Hartford Art School Board from 1983 to 1989 and was an artist herself. The grant that will pay for the projects comes from Charles H. Kamen Charitable Foundation and Corporation in honor of Helen's husband, Charles.
Well, let's go to Rachel with the weather. Rachel, what do you have for us?
Thanks, guys. Well, good afternoon, Hartford. I'm Rachel Sisto. Long time no see, from the weather desk anyway. Coming up, I've got your holiday weekend forecast, plus spring might finally be on its way, so stay tuned after the break.
A group of students traveled to Peru recently. Hear what they had to say about their experience.
Also, Dramatis Personae is performing their newest production this weekend. We have the details.
And the Humanities Center has announced the topic for next year's honor seminar. Find out what it is. We'll be right back.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And now, your STN2 weather forecast.
Well, welcome back to the Weather Desk. Chag Sameach to those celebrating this first day of Passover. Happy Easter to those who will be celebrating Sunday. And if you don't celebrate either of those things, happy Friday. Now, I can tell you that there won't be any snowflakes in the 7-day forecast, but before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at the weather outside today. Now, it was hitting about 50, 60 degrees outside, definitely seasonable, but it felt very, very warm after all the cold and snow that we've been dealing with. It was very muggy, which was, because there was rain showers in the area, But let's take a look at our 3-day forecast, and I'll show you what I mean. Now, Friday, again, there were morning showers, afternoon rain, but it was about 66 degrees, very warm. It'll drop down to about 50 tonight, so you should probably be okay with a light jacket. However, Saturday, it's going to be windy, partly cloudy, and it's not going to get much over tonight's low. It'll be about 49 degrees. But it'll be seasonable and sunny on Sunday, around 55 degrees, so it'll be a great day if you're going out to hang out and spend time with your family for the holidays. So let's take a look at New England temperatures. Saturday, again, it's going to be 35, 36 in Vermont, a little bit colder. In the 40s in New Hampshire, 30s in Maine. Again, it's very typical. Northern New England's a lot colder than southern New England. And you see 50 in New Haven, 48 on Long Island, 52 in New York City. So it's definitely, it'll be, again, warmer the further south you go, as per usual in New England. But if you look on Sunday, it's going to be a lot warmer all the way through. 50 in Boston, lower 40s in New Hampshire, 55 here at Uhart, 59 in New York City, 62 in Trenton, and 63 in Harrisburg, the warm spot in the Northeast. So you take a look at our 7-day forecast. You see it's going to be, again, rainy today, but warmer and sunny on Saturday and Sunday. And Monday, 61 degrees. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we've got a little bit of rain to deal with. Low 50s, so it'll be a little bit cooler, kind of wet. Make sure you have a raincoat, rain boots, umbrella, stuff like that. But overall, it will be a pleasant week, as long as you don't mind raindrops.
Sounds lovely. Thank you, Rachel.
The program Dreaming and Working Together has a mission to help those who are unable to help themselves. They organize a joint program with ENHP and MPO students and physicians in the Hartford area. STN reporter Joe Prinky has more.
This past February, a team of 17 flew to Lima, Peru to provide new prosthetics to amputees. I sat down with MPO students Graham Reck and Missy Riley to learn more about their incredible trip.
I was one of the first people to, actually enter the gymnasium as everybody's, following me, and they all just started clapping, and cheering and hollering, and it was just an overwhelming experience.
With the knowledge learned in their program, the students became clinicians for the week and were able to put new prosthetics on some of the patients.
My favorite was when this guy, Felix. He was one of the upper extremity amputees. So he came up to me and he was like, look, I can write my name and like I can draw these numbers. It was like he signed his name better than I could sign my name.
With their diverse team, they were able to give patients with either upper or lower extremity amputations new prosthetic limbs to help improve their lives.
We had this one patient who was a bilateral below-the-knee amputee. He was 80 years old, and he hadn't walked, I believe, it was in 3 years, and he was just so eager to get up out of his wheelchair, and so grateful for us, to be coming there, taking time out of our lives to come and help him. And by the time we left on Friday, everyone walked out. So it was wonderful.
Joe Prinky, STN, Channel 2 News.
After 5 days, the team left Peru. During that time, they were able to put 57 amputees back on track to living better lives. The program is expected to continue next year.
And Germanis Persone will be performing the dark comedy The Last Days of Judas Iscariot. Set in purgatory, the play involves a determined lawyer who manages to get a writ from God to appeal whether Judas deserves to be forgiven for betraying Jesus. The show will be performing on April 3rd, 4th, and 11th at 7 p.m., with a matinee showing on April 12th at 2 p.m. Tickets are $3 for students and $5 for general admission.
During the 2015-2016 academic year, the Humanities Center will be offering a year-long honors seminar titled Remembering 9/11. STN reporter Chris DeGray wants to find out more.
It's going to be asking students to think about how memory and history are intertwined and how our experiences of traumatic events come to inform contemporary political and social movements.
This seminar is important because the current undergraduates are the last generation to remember this as something that happened during their lifetime. And this class requires them to think critically about 9/11.
In approaching a topic that obviously is relevant for fields like the social sciences, is to think really deeply and critically, probably deeply to the point of frustration, I think, for many students about things that we take for granted.
This class will meet on Tuesdays from 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. The fall semester focuses heavily on the theories and materials of the course, while the spring semester has a lecture series for students.
So we will look for people from all over the disciplines and make it as interesting as possible to as many different kinds of people, so that we get a real 360-degree interdisciplinary look at this subject and why it's important in this particular moment.
This class encourages people to ask the big questions in life.
I think that there's something that we always need to question, why we think we know things in a certain way and how our knowledge of things is shaped in ways that we might not even be aware of.
Chris DeGray, STN, Channel 2 News.
If students want to apply for the seminar, they have to send an application by April 10th to sync@hartford.edu, stating why they want to join a class. For more information, visit www.stn2.tv. After the break, SCA hosted a campus event similar to the popular mobile phone app Trivia Crack. See how the two compared.
Also, we took a trip out to Manchester, Connecticut to visit the first Dave & Buster's in the state.
And the new CT Fast Track transit service is up and running. Find out how you can use it for traveling off campus. Stay tuned to 2.
Make Super Pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a shelter pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You're watching STN Channel 2 News.
And welcome back. Now we're going to toss it over to Nicole DeMars, who is live in the studio. Nicole, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Johnny. The Student Center's administration is giving students one last chance to win hundreds of dollars in cash in Think Fast, a trivia event held on campus. Free food, free admission, and a chance to win $500. This past Tuesday, March 31st, SCA hosted the second round of Think Fast Trivia in Conover. The event was brought to Hartford in order to bring students together as a community.
And I think it's just a nice program to just have something to bring everyone together, something that everyone, whether you're in a club or a sports team or you just are a student here, just to be able to come in.
The trivia questions revolve around pop culture and touch mostly upon music, film, and celebrities. Two lucky Hartford students, Joe Russo and Mike Neville, took home the cash prize of $300 on Tuesday.
We prepared a little bit. We came actually 10 minutes late and we got some food before, so we had a pregame chat, but it definitely paid off.
During the final rounds of the game, the leading teams compete in a speed round. The first of these teams to earn 1,000 points takes home the victory. SCA is holding a third and last Think Fast event this semester to give students a chance to win a cash prize of $500.
It's April 28th, like Angel said. The location is to be determined. It'll probably either be in Hawks Nest or again in Conover. It'll be at 9 p.m. and it's a Tuesday.
SCA encourages everyone to come to the last event to enjoy some free food and maybe even win some cash. Live in the studio, Nicole DeMars, STN Channel 2 News. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Nicole. This past weekend, the State Department of Transportation unveiled its latest project to help those who commute to the capital city. News Director Scott Roberts went to learn more about the new CT Fast Track.
For an alternative to a backed-up I-84 during rush hour, there's an easier way to get around. The State Department of Transportation opened the new CT Fast Track busway this past weekend after months of construction and even years of planning.
The project began partly as a study in 1997, so it's been around for a very long time. A study was done by CROG, the Capital Regional Council on Governments, that looked at this region, the Greater Hartford region, and specifically congestion in transportation.
And certainly with its dedicated roadway, it's smooth and fast sailing for anyone who wants to use this.
I think as people begin to say, oh, I can use this and it'll get me where I want to go, and it's easier, it's a little bit of a mindset change.
Passengers can try out the new busway between downtown Hartford and New Britain free of charge until Sunday the 5th. And many riders said they're pleased with the new addition, citing its convenience as a major factor.
If I have to go to New Britain, why not? I just walk from the house, come here, and take it. I don't have to drive my car.
But my husband took it home yesterday. He generally takes the bus, and it's about 45 to 50 minutes, and this was a dramatic change in that transportation time.
After the free trial run, passengers can pay $1.50 to ride, the same price as the local CT Transit bus system. Scott Roberts, STN Channel 2 News.
To learn more about the CT Fast Track busway, visit our website at stn2.tv.
And last semester, the first Dave & Buster's in Connecticut opened up in Manchester. So STN went to see what they have to offer in this week's Great Escape. Dave & Buster's is a restaurant and arcade where people of all ages can eat, drink, and have lots of fun.
Our demographic is a place where you can come and eat. You can actually come here and drink. You can actually watch every type of sport venue and also have fun and play games in $1 million arcade full of games.
The arcade features plenty of games that customers can choose to play from and win many prizes ranging from toys and trinkets to speakers or game systems. And Dave & Buster's also offers a combo for those who want to both eat there and play games.
We do the eat and play combo. So for $16.99 you get a $10 card and you get to pick one of the items off the menu which comes with the meal. It doesn't have tax included and it doesn't have a drink included with it, but for the money it's worth it. And then if you wanted up to go to a better card with more value to have fun for more time, it's $24.99.
There are more than 70 Dave & Buster's around the country that are open every day of of the week, and they all offer something for any occasion.
We do bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, birthdays, bachelorette parties. So we're always open to different things, whatever it does, within, guidelines of the state and stuff like that. But you can do any type of event you want here as long as you have the right amount of people for the right type of venue. Whatever you want to do, Dave & Buster's is always growing as a company, and we want to make sure people are happy, and we want to be the place and the destination of choice.
For more information, you can visit our website at stn2.tv. Now let's toss it over to sports with Scott Roberts. Scott?
Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Jabari. Good afternoon and welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Scott Roberts. We've got a jam-packed block of all your spring sports, including baseball, lacrosse, a softball doubleheader, and both golf teams in action. Can you handle it? Well, you better, because sports is next.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy. Oh, and she even talks to it. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 38 stones.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And now, your Channel 2 Sports.
Thank you, Marshall Ross, and welcome back. The baseball squad has been up and down as of late, finding some luck against conference foes, but still on the wrong end of a 7-13 overall record. Could the Hawks end their 4-game skid against Holy Cross on Tuesday? Let's find out. Last game for the Hawks on a 10-game homestand, 3-6 in that stretch. Could they finish on a high note against the Crusaders of Holy Cross? Top first right away. Holy Cross wasting little time getting on the board. Here's Jack St. Clair, right past Trey Stover, into left field. Nick Lavallo scores 1-0 Holy Cross. Then the next batter, Anthony Critelli, he's going same direction all the way to the wall. That's a double. Scores Evan Ocello, 2-0 Crusaders. And they just keep on going now. Top third, Crusaders still crusading at Theodella Field. Cam O'Neill, he grounds to Trey Stover. Trey starts the 6-4-3 DP, but Ocello comes in to score, and now it's 3-0 Holy Cross. Bottom of the third now, Hawks showing some life. Here's Ben Bankston with a hit right up the middle, back off the mound. Ocello throws from center field, but it's off the mark. Dalton Rush scores 3-1. Uh-oh, John LaRosa is getting a little greedy there. He's out. And that's really it, folks. No much more action than this. Hawks lose this one 3-1. Nothing going for the Hawks. Only able to manage that one run against Colin Manning, who got his first win of the season for the Crusaders. Bankston went 2 for 4 on the day for Hartford with the only RBI, only run for Hartford. Brian Stepniak gets saddled with the loss, only pitching 1 inning, giving up 2 earned on 3 hits, striking out 1. For Holy Cross, it's their 5th win in a row after sweeping a 4-game series against Lafayette. Tough loss for the Hawks, who can't seem to get on the winning ways. April Fools, they did it the next day. The Hawks stopped the skid by defeating the Yale Bulldogs 5-2. Now this was a vengeance win as the Hawks were looking to avenge their loss to Yale earlier in the month. Get this, they got smoked 23-8. Ouch. It took more than 9 to finish this one, but in the top of the 10th, Sebastian DeMoro put the Hawks up with an RBI double. Bankston and Ryan Lukacs provided the extra insurance. Jacob Mellon took the win, pitching 2 relief innings, fanning 4. The Bulldogs now drop to below 500, sitting at 8-9. Hawks now travel up to Albany for 3 games with the Great Danes, Monday and Tuesday. Switching sports now to softball, the Lady Hawks did battle in a little doubleheader action up in New York on Thursday against the Siena Saints. Now the Lady Hawks have been struggling as of late, dropping the last 15 in a row, so the only thing on their mind was a win. Game 1 was not how the Hawks wanted to start off the day, falling 9-2 to Siena. They started off with the lead 2-1 with a 2-run single by Peyton Fisher, but it was Paige Lloyd who went yard in the 3rd inning for her team leading 4th home run of the season to tie it up. From there, the floodgates just opened on up, and the Saints scored 7 unanswered, never looked back. Elizabeth Batsonalis was saddled with the loss, going 3 innings, giving up 4 hits and 2 earned runs. And Lauren Butts for Siena went 5 2/3, striking out 4 no-earned runs for the victory. And in Game 2, a much stronger performance from the Lady Hawks, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, folks. 8-6 the score in this one, Siena sweeping Hartford. Siena opened the game with a 3-run first, only for Jamie Souls to rip a big bases-loaded double, scoring 3 to tie the game. Abby Carpenter for the Saints went 3 for 4 in this one, driving in 3 RBIs to lead her team. Amanda Gatt got the complete game win for Siena, going the full 7 in the slightly shortened doubleheader game, giving up only 1 earned run and fanning 4. Batsonalis, unfortunately, still winless, now 0-3. Hartford, they dropped to an abysmal 1-22 record, losing the last 17 straight now. This is their worst record in program history since way back in 1983, when the team finished at 1-19. All right, now same team, different game. The men's lax team ended a 4-game road trip up at Siena Tuesday. They barely squeaked out a win versus Binghamton last Saturday, but they had their work cut out for them, facing off against the reigning MAC champions in the Siena Saints. And the champs go down as the Hawks take this one by a score of 14-9. 2 Hawks in this one with hat tricks. Justin Higgins, the freshman attacker from Canada, with his first 3-goal game of his career. And then why not add one more, eh? And Kevin O'Shea had a 6-point game with 3 and 3, but when isn't he on fire? For the Saints, freshman Chris Robertson went nearly perfect in shooting, scoring 3 on 4 shots, his second Hattie in only his first season. Jordan Barlow notched 2 goals and an assist. Hawks are back to AE play against UMBC on Saturday. Now, the snow is almost gone, keyword almost, but the men's golf team sought much better weather to tee off. The Hawks took part this past weekend in the FAU Slalom Autism Invitational down in sunny Lake Worth, Florida. And not a bad spot for the Hawks. You see them tied for 5th overall in this one, locked up with Jacksonville State and the NIU Huskies. Hartford was led by senior Dan Yustin, who finished 6th over par overall, but shot a 2-under during his second trip through the course. Not a bad showing at all. The Hawks finished out with 41 total birdies over the 3 days, tied for most with our good friends from Storrs, Connecticut. The men's team will take a short trip down to Mohegan Sun to play in the Till Duty Is Done Invitational, hosted by UConn, April 11th through the 12th. Switching teams to the ladies now, the women's golf team were also in action, traveling to Maryland to take part in the Georgetown Hoya Invitational. This is the Lady Hawks' first event of a 5-event spring schedule, so let's see if they can start out on the right foot. And well, the scoreboard might not reflect it, but a good showing for the Lady Hawks in their first action of the spring with a 12th place finish at Georgetown. Sophomore Megan Ryan finished tied for 32nd overall with a 3-round score of 248. She also led the team with 5 birdies. And my good buddy junior Anna Mallet and freshman Brittany Ferrante came in right next to one another, finishing 55th and 56th to keep Hartford just ahead of Monmouth. Next up, the Hawks are hosting. The women will be playing at home on April the 8th at the H. Smith Richardson Golf Course down in Fairfield. Now we're talking about spring, but it's never too early to look ahead to the fall, as the women's team is already doing. The Lady Hawks have inked 7 new recruits for the class of 2019, with an additional 8th player to transfer here to Hartford. Caroline Massey, a junior midfielder who played for the UConn Huskies, has only played in 5 career games, but looks to make a bigger impact with her new team. Coach John Natali even went abroad to scout out freshman Haley Nolan from Ireland, a nominee of the U19 Player of the Year award in 2015. Watch out for these players to make their presence felt next fall. And now we come to the part of the show where we look at the upcoming games here on campus. As you can see, only one game this weekend. Hawks Lax at home versus UMBC Saturday at 1. For those of you heading home for Easter and Passover holidays, a most joyous holiday to you and your families, and to you as well, guys.
You know, with all these outdoor sports, I am so ready to have fun outdoors.
Seriously?
With this nice weather as well.
It's been a lot warmer. It's so much nicer now that there's not 8 feet of snow everywhere.
Exactly.
And it took no time for it to melt.
No, exactly. The way the sun is set, the way the sun is sitting in the sky, it doesn't matter if it's cold out. It's just bright enough that it's going to melt all the snow anyway, which I'm sure.
I'm not taking out my shorts yet.
Everyone is. Everyone.
I'm scared though. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, that's all we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us once again. And my name is Johnny Wade.
And I'm Jabari Walker.
See you next week.